Morning, all you happy hikers. Hope you're having a brilliant day. It's Saturday. Early start today. It looks like it's going to be a sunny one, which is great. Last full day in the Smokies. Just starting a bit of the morning routine. First thing is a stop to the privy. And the next is to retrieve our bear bag. Here in the Smokies, they do bear cables for you. So my bear bag is right up there. Very simple process. Your latch. The bear bags come down. Your unlatch is yours. As you can see, a bit of a cold night. Take the line back up and reattach it. And as you can see, the rest of the bags are rehanging. The last thing is to grab a little water for today's adventure. Welcome to my Hikification.
So we start today at mile 223 at Tri-Corner Knob Shelter with the goal to get to Davenport Gap Shelter at mile 237.6 for about a 14 or 15 mile day. It starts with a fairly significant up and then a gradual down with some sites including a helicopter pad as well as a apparent plane crash site. We then go considerably down, a fairly big inclination till we get to the Camel Gap Trail, and then a quick up and over to the Crosby Knob Shelter, which is supposed to be quite nice and could be an alternate stay point if we didn't want to go quite as far. We then progress up another climb to Mount Camerer. This has a fire tower about 0.6 miles off the trail, so whether we make that deviation or not will remain to be seen. We'll kind of play it by ear as the day goes. Then a fairly steep declination all the way down to our endpoint for the day at Davenport Gap Shelter at mile 237.
Looks like it's going to be a nice day. And get a true Smokies experience today. I will admit, hiking with the sun does a whole lot to improve one's morale. Still pretty frigid this morning, but I'll take it.
About to leave, already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions, we'll get away, this is what we waited for.
Tell we're coming down out of the Smokies. The view on this side of the mountain at least is more hills, and if you zoom in, towns somewhere. Still is beautiful though. Now we just need to get back to the sunny side of the hill and warm up a bit.
Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me.
I know I'm bringing you out a lot today. Must be trying to make up for yesterday. But just lots of good views. and we're actually coming down in elevation. So imagine we missed a few poignant vistas yesterday, but we'll try and get some in today. So we're about 2 hours in, which means probably about 4 miles. It's been pretty gradual downhill all morning. Really nice morning. And as you can see, this is the Smokies. This is always what I envisioned when people talked about the Smokies. These rolling mountains. And yeah, the peak vistas are nice to see, but I actually don't mind being in the meat of it, in the heart of it. Starting to meet quite a few section hikers today coming up the trail, so I guess there's probably a gap in another 4 miles or so. And of course, it's Friday. So I anticipate the shelters are going to be jam-packed full this weekend, both because of the nice weather and because of the weekend. This is probably the first weekend, I think, in the Smokies where the snow has now dissipated, and so people are getting their spring hike on. Good for them. That's one thing about the trails. They accept all kinds. Through hikers, day hikers, section hikers. It's all good. People getting outdoors, enjoying a little bit of nature. So I know yesterday I was talking about the differences in experiences. Well, so far today, really good morning. And again, not because of these big panoramic vistas, but mostly because it's just a nice day. And I can just hike. I get some nice views, whether it's through the trees, whether it's just the trail, the sun warming things up. This goes up in one of those better day columns.
Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche, we're on the run, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow, we can miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts.
Well, I think we just finished one of the last big climbs the Smokies have in store for us. Oh, that was a little kick in the butt. Thank you and see you on your way. We got about, I'd say, 6 miles left today. It should be mostly downhill, unless I cross this bend and we see more ups. That's what you can see. And no, we're good. So I've been thinking a little bit about trail families. And while I'm not part of any formal trail family yet, I'm bouncing around between different groups as I kind of discover my own hiking style, pace, etc. I find it interesting that right around now, I'd say between now and Hot Springs, there seems to be this tipping point for trail families where they either solidify or they start to disband as those initial bonds of friendship get separated, in the search for your own hike. And I say this because over the last couple days, I've probably heard 4 or 5 conversations between these groups talking about the next stage. Stuff like, we're going to go to hot springs together and then we can kind of separate out. Or casual conversations where one person's, I'm done for the day. Well, I'm going to keep going on. I've got another 6 in me, but I'm sure we'll catch up at some other point. Or hiker X stayed in town this extra day, but she's a fast hiker. She'll pass and go beyond us. I have seen one trail family of about 8 mid-20s that seem to be pretty tight. You just don't want to be staying at the same hostel with them. So as for me and my trail family experience, only time will tell. It's not a big priority for me. But it's got enough acquaintances at this point where you tend to know people when you hit the shelters and you always meet new groups. Okay, we'll catch you in a bit. Pretty good day for views. Looks like we've made it to our stop for the night. Or almost. It's the middle of the afternoon. 15 miles. I'm pretty much done. The nice thing is I've got my pace down. Granted, today was a bit of an easier hike. The knees may feel the downhills, but there wasn't too much exertion. So the next thing is to let the body catch up. And then I'll be able to do those bigger miles. Because there's no need to get into camp quite this early. But I also don't quite want to push my body yet. Tomorrow, including Nero's, I'll be about 2 straight weeks of hiking. So I'm looking forward to a short day tomorrow, and Wednesday and Thursday when we hit hot springs, we've got a Nero 0. So that's good. That'll allow a little recuperation, and I've just made my reservation, so all is good with the world. And here is the shelter. This is one of the few remaining where they've still got the wire on the doors to lock the bears out, which means there's no bear hang. And this will be home for the evening. Okay, so let's just do the wrap up while we have the shelter site to ourselves. And if anything momentous happens this evening, I will be sure to talk about it tomorrow. So today, Friday, good day. Did about 15 miles. It was a little chilly in the morning, but the sun came out, warmed everything up. Was able to actually take a layer off, which was nice. First time in a couple days. Trail was one big climb, but outside of that, primarily downhill, including an almost never-ending downhill at the end. So my knees will probably pay a little bit of the price for that, but it wasn't too steep, so that's good. It was a good day. It was kind of non-eventful. Nice hiking weather. As we got lower in the elevation, you did see the landscape and the terrain started to feel a little bit more like Georgia versus what we experienced in the higher elevations. So a little less foresty feel, but it was all good.
And I did manage to make my reservation for a nice hotel in Hot Springs for Wednesday and Thursday, so I have that to look forward to. Tomorrow we've got a Nero, so a shorter day. I think my body can use that, and we also have an opportunity to charge up some of these batteries. But I do think it was a good decision not to go in to Gatlinburg the other day. Everything I've heard was it sounds like it's in the middle of spring break maybe, and the town was just crawling with people through the sidewalks. I mean, it's a bit of a novelty town to begin with, and so spring break just added a little bit extra. So going from minimal to any people to overload people is an experience I'm not too upset I missed. But we do want to take advantage of the trail towns as well as we go through this hike. So I do want to bring you some of the features of those towns that I end up going to. I do primarily plan on going to most, but I think Gatlinburg was an exception, which I jumped off. So nice day. Looks like it's going to be a nice evening, maybe a little bit of rain tomorrow. So yeah, till next time, hike on.